All right, this is your man Shawn Beastley. I'm here with my man Shawn Barron. Shawn, let them know who you are, where you from.
Vice President of A&R at Atlantic Records from Buffalo, New York. I've been at Atlantic Records since '09, so coming up on my 9th year.
To be in this business, you had to have someone you look up to.
Mm-hmm.
Who was that person that you was looking up to?
That's a good question. I mean, early on, I didn't, I was green. I didn't know too much. So I looked up to the people at Koch. I looked up to D, Shadow, Alan Grumblatt. I just looked up to them and wanted to do what they was doing. So,
okay.
Yeah. But later on, I had all sorts of people like come into my life and really help me, like Mike Carey, Craig Calvin, etc. So.
Okay. Koch was an independent label.
Yeah, the largest one.
The largest one.
Yeah.
They was pumping out some hits.
It was. I was there like when everything was going down. They had Jim Jones balling. They had Pop Champagne, Ron Browse. They had a joint venture with Sony Epic, and they had Sean Kingston. They had Young Bird when he had Sexy Ladies. Mm-hmm. So they had Ray J, Sexy Canna. They had some hits coming out.
Tell us some of the projects that you have worked on since you've been there, or the projects that you signed there.
Yep. Projects that I signed. So the first artist I signed was Diggy Simmons. We had a semi-successful run, Signed Ty Dolla $ign. We had a successful run. I didn't sign this kid, but I worked with this kid named Cap G. His old A&R had called me when I was in Atlanta. He's like, "Yo, come by the studio." It's like, "Man, I really want you to work with Cap. Let's take this to the next level." And we had success with Cap the past 2 years. He was on the freshman cover of the XXL freshman cover this year. Had a gold single and Girlfriend. So I'm super excited about that project. I signed this girl named PJ. She's a singer-songwriter, and she's had a lot of success writing songs for other people, but we're going to turn that over into her career coming this year. I got this kid named Javon Dope, who I'm pushing from Houston. It's still early on for him, but he's going to be successful too. I just signed Joe Moses. I did that with Ty. It's super dope. Joe is like a LA legend, so I just felt like it was only right to do that. And I always tell people, if you want to be an A&R, bring something to the table. How I got my job was I found this kid named Freshie Does It. His name is Amir Obey now. He signed to Def Jam. But I found him. I brought him to Mike Caren. And Mike Caren was like, "Yo, if he signs here, then I'll give you a job." And, I'm a team player, so wherever he wanted to sign, we were just going to go. But we ended up doing Atlantic and got a job. So,
what's some of the things that you would tell someone, the do's and don'ts, when they become in this business, or they go out to network and talk to certain people like a Mike Caren, or Craig Calvin, or Shawn Barron?
Well, once you get in, just be humble, because it's really relationship based. So you never know. How I met you, as soon as I started working. Yeah, you just gotta be humble. You never know where a person is gonna be 2 to 3 years from now, a year from now. That person could be skyrocket ahead of you, and you were good to that person when they were down beneath you. So it all comes back around. Just make sure you're humble. That's one thing. But for somebody who's up and coming, just be consistent, be persistent. That's what I always say. Don't stop.
So if you're looking for talent, what are you looking for?
That's like a hard question. It's just something when you see it, or when you hear it. It's not necessarily like a look or like a sound. I want something that nobody is doing, for sure. So
how important is it for artists to have the song played on radio, to have the streams, to have the likes, to have the views
before they get signed?
Yeah. How important?
I haven't signed any of my artists like that. Before I signed Ty Dolla $ign, he had a little bit going on, but he didn't have much. PJ, she had nothing going on. Javon had nothing going on. These were just people that I liked their music, and I felt like they were good people. So I'm always talent first when I sign my artists. I'm not looking at like likes and whatever numbers and stuff like that. Even though if you have numbers and I like your music, then that's just more incentive for me to mess with you. But you have great music, and I feel like I can see the vision of where it's gonna go. I'm gonna rock with you.
So we got a lot of lady viewers. So let the ladies know what Shawn Barron like.
What I like.
How they gonna catch a Shawn Barron?
You gotta be out here doing your thing. I don't want no girl sitting in the house waiting for me to get home. I want you to have a job.
Gotta have a job.
Gotta have a job.
Gotta have a job.
You gotta bring something to the table. But I mean, if you nice, that's really, you know, I just want a nice girl. That's it.
Okay. So is Shawn Barron the guy who cooks, or he likes to go out?
I could cook, but we going out too, cause I don't cook a lot. I don't have the time. So,
okay.
But I could cook though.
So if you had the time, what would you cook?
I mean, I could cook whatever, you know.
Okay.
I wanted the crazy thing is, after high school, I wanted to go be a chef. I wanted to go to school for culinary arts, but I ended up not going. But that was something that I wanted to do.
It's a little similar. Cooking up them hits. Cooking up those hits.
That's hilarious.
So once again, Shawn Beastley, Shawn Barron on the Drop Night Show. Shout out to my man Swizz on the camera. Water Ice Radio.